Yeah, yeah, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Just repeat yourself, why don't you? Hello, peeps. Just a quickie. I wanted to experiment with that. That was 2 different intro videos. I thought I'll try that. Normally it's 1 video. I thought, can we transition smoothly between 2? And the answer is no. Well, we can, but then when I bring my face in, it messes up. Hi, Debbie. How are you doing? Is my mic too loud, or is it all right? Because I've fiddled with my knobs earlier, so I don't know how that's affected what you hear. Excuse my scruffiness. I'm in the middle of cleaning stuff, and then the postman arrived, and I thought, ooh, I think those. Ooh, hello, John boy. Well, hello, John boy. It is live. Hello. Postie came, and I think they're from Hapspam, so I thought I'll open them live on air. Thanks, Michael. I'm going to invite John. I don't think he will come in. I don't think Truth will come in, but I'm going to invite him anyway, just out of sheer curiosity to see if he'll show his mug. You don't have to show your face, by the way. You can talk like to the side without your screen on. Anyway, so I don't have a lot of time. I've got maybe about an hour. I thought I'll open these things on air. They arrived. So, shall we start? Or do you want to tell me about how your day's going first? Because I always like to know how your day's going. Of course you would. I think you're telling me little fibbies. But that's okay. I still don't know what to do about Sid's gift. I'm still a bit not sure what to do about that, or not sure what to... I don't even know if I want to talk about that, or I know that I should talk about that. It feels kind of awkward. There's still a box of unopened birthday gifts sitting there that I don't know what to do with. But never mind that. Postie came today, and I got 2 things through the post. Should we start with that? Obviously, I don't want to dox my address, but I got a padded envelope. I don't know where my scissors are. Anyway, how's your day going, peeps? Tell me about it while I pick at this. Ooh, there's a padded envelope within a padded envelope. Another padded envelope. It's like pass the parcel. You know, when you pass the parcel and you've got another layer to open. It's been well packaged. Packaged. Ooh. I know what this is. I knew what was coming in advance. I invited you. So, are you on a phone or a computer? If you're on a phone, you'll have to come out and go into the Go Live button, and it'll say your broadcast. It'll say the title of this broadcast. You need to click on it and then come in. If you're on a computer, it should say join broadcast in a red button, red box at the bottom of the chat. Yeah, I'm not going to open all of these because it's lots of bits and pieces. Obviously, a lot of time and effort has gone into packing this. Oh my goodness. So, I'm not going to individually unpack everything because I know that Yuke showed all of this on her broadcast before she sent it. So I'm not going to unpack everything. I'm going to leave it all sealed up. I will open the card. See that? She's even hand-stitched my name. Isn't that lovely? I know that she showed all this and showcased it on her broadcast. Oh, that's back to front. Is that back to front or the right way round? Because on the preview window it's the right way round, but on the... Ooh, can anybody tell me if that's the wrong way round? Hang on, if I do that. Is that better? Is that the right way round? There we go. You're starting to waken up, Michael. Get more coffee down your neck, my friends. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Oh my goodness. Shall I read it out or shall I keep it private? It's a big long, let me read it, right, to myself first. I won't read it all out, but it says from Yuke and her Haps family. So I'm going to put it up there. Basically, she was just telling me all nice things. Like I say, I'm not going to unpack everything, but I will show the mask that I chose. This is the one that I chose. It's called, is it Purple Galaxy or something? Hi, Jane. There's a vast improvement. Isn't that better? Now you don't have to look at my full ugly mug. Thank you very much, Yuke. It was lovely. So I know she'd already explained this on her broadcast, but she sent masks for myself and the two kids. And she made some pot holders. She randomly asked me, what colour is your kitchen? What colour scheme is your kitchen? And I'm like, what? It's very well made. And it doesn't feel too thick, but it doesn't feel flimsy. Like, it feels like it is a mask. You know, it doesn't feel like flimsy material. She made me these. She messaged me and she said, what colour scheme is your kitchen? And I'm like, that's really random. What does that even mean? I'm like, everything's grey and stainless steel. So she made me these pot holders. Anyway, thank you, Yuke. Your parcel arrived. It got here safely and actually pretty close to birthday time. I thought it would have taken a lot longer than that. What I'll do is I'll pop it all back in the envelope so it's not all scattered across my desk. That was lovely. Thank you. I'll put it back in this padded envelope. Well, the thing is, Jane, I always only ever wear black. So it'll be the pop of colour that's probably greatly needed. I should have got a blue one to match my eyes. I can see that she's put a lot of effort into this. Everything's individually wrapped and she's gone mad with her stickers and she's such a caring soul. I don't think she gets enough credit for that. Okay. Cup of coffee. I just handled parcels. I did spray it when it came in the door, but let me just wipe my hands anyway. How's your day going, folks? And did Truth manage to find his invite or not? And collector cards. I'm not surprised. There's been a lot of time and effort put into that. Shall I open this other thing then? Something else arrived. I don't want to seem like I'm rushing through this. I am conscious of time because I wasn't planning on going live. So I'm kind of in the middle of other stuff, you know. This is a cardboard. I'm presuming this is vinyl because it's in a vinyl, unless it's, you know, something that's disguised as vinyl. I guess we'll find out, won't we, if I can get it open. I should have been more organised and had like scissors or something. I don't have any scissors handy. Did I keep freezing? What's going on with the... Can you tell me what the connection is like, peeps? Because I look like I'm delayed and kind of frozen on the preview window. And I don't think I've got anything else running. Is it okay? Hey, Sadie. Is it good? Okay, so it's just my preview window that's a bit knackered then.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
He didn't catch that. Could I try again? No, nosy. Siri chiming into the conversation. Nosy bastard. It's weird looking at the thing this way. Like, it looks like it's flipped, but it's the right way around, if that makes sense. I think we should change Siri's name. We'll just change it to Nosy Bastard. But we'll say it like that. Oh, I know what I'll do. Pen. There we go. Pop the sellotape. Yeah. I might ask you guys for some, after I've done this, I want to talk about something. I wasn't sure if I should, but I think I will talk about it, and I'm going to ask you for your advice. But let's open this first, and then I'll pick your brains after, okay? So stick around, because I want to pick brains. Ooh! 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 This is exciting. It doesn't say who it's from. It doesn't say who it's from. I'm presuming, and it's a huge presumption because it doesn't tell me who it's from. This is how Amazon wish lists work, right? It doesn't tell you who sent you the item unless they sign the gift. You know, you get the option to sign a gift receipt. And if you don't sign the gift receipt, it's sent anonymously. It is a birthday gift. Now, it doesn't say who it's from, but I'm making the presumption that it's from Michelle Alexander, because she did say that she'd sent something and that I should expect it soon. And it was meant to come on the Wednesday, the 26th, and it didn't arrive. So I'm presuming it's from her. Do you want to see what it is? Michelle, if this isn't from you, I apologise. And if the person who sent it could make themselves known so I can thank you properly, that would be much appreciated. But like I say, I'm assuming it's from Michelle. Ooh, can we see that? It's a bit shiny. Hang on. It's because the screen's reflected, right? This phone's reflected in the, as you can see, I don't have any lights on. It's just the window light. It says mid-year soundtrack, the singles 1980 to 1988. Ooh. Now that's interesting because I have this on CD, right? I actually have this on CD. And this says the soundtrack 1978 to 2019. So they must have it as 2 vinyls. So which side is this? This is Call of the Wild, Answers to Nothing, Wastelands, After Fashion, No Regrets, If I Was, Fade to Grey, Dear God, The Certain Smell System. Those are all solo. Those are all solo tracks. That's interesting. Shall we play it? Shall we play it? Michelle, thank you. If it is from you, thank you so much. It's wonderful. You couldn't have picked any better. If it's not from Michelle, I apologise to whoever sent it, and thank you very much. Shall we open it? I hate to open it. It's all nice and shiny, but shall we play it? This is the hard part, having to actually take the polythene off when I want to keep it all nice and good. I'll buy some plastic sleeves. Actually, maybe we can see it better without the cellophane on. This is very exciting. Is that better? Yeah, I think we can see that better. Ooh. Ooh. You're all like, this is really boring. And I'm like, ooh, what's in here? Artwork. It's got track notes. And it's got track notes. So it tells you a little bit about each song. And then it's got obviously all the details about... Oh, ooh! Guys, it's even more exciting. Check this. Are you holding on to your knickers? Because you're gonna get super excited in a minute. You ready? Don't get too moist all at once. Check this out. It's clear vinyl. Clear vinyl. Ooh! Somebody did a good job. Somebody did a very good job. Well done. Like I say, I'm presuming it's Michelle. I'm going to feel really bad if it wasn't. But I think it was. I'll take these down a wee second. Ooh. And we'll play this. What I'll do is I'll just put it through the Bluetooth, which means it'll be my microphone that'll pick up the sound, rather than trying to fiddle with the sound desk and inputs and all that kind of stuff. Ooh, so exciting. Put it on side one. Side one, track one. We ready? How exciting. Just check this on 33. It is on 33. Oh, it wants to do it itself. It doesn't want me to do it. It wants to do it itself. Can you guys see that properly? All right. Start then. It's an arty-farty one. It doesn't want me to manually put the arm onto the... Can you see that moving? Why can't I hear anything? Hang on, I need to figure out what's happening. It is playing. Hang on. I know what I've done. Oh no, it's not coming through the desk. Why is that not? Hang on. Okay, wait a minute. Hi, Nazim. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I can only hear it here. I'm not hearing it through the speakers. I don't know if that's because... It looks like the Bluetooth's flashing as if it's coming through Bluetooth. But I also have a line in. And I don't know if it's coming through the line in or if it's coming through the Bluetooth. You can't hear it. Okay. So it's not coming through the line in. I'm going to take those out. It's the wrong ones. Hang on. Oh, okay. Because the wrong input was coming through. That is coming through the line in. It's not coming through the Bluetooth. This is what I got sent, Nazim. And you know what? It's clear vinyl. It's clear vinyl. Don't go. Whoops. I just nudged the whole thing, potentially scratched it.
Up on a hillside, preacher tells a story to a crowd. He tells the same old story.
Fuck.
1,000 times he's read.
Did you hear that jumping?
He wants to give the answers, but his words are only
that is not good, man. That's not good. It's because my big chair is too clunky.
Man comes on my TV with a grin. He tells me to believe him. He said that I should put my faith in him. He said he has the answers, but his words are only answers to nothing.
I kind of want to cry. I'll check it later. I hope it's not scratched. Fuck. It's because I'm so limited for space. I was trying to nudge my chair in and I've hit the fucking bookcase. It's mid-journalism. It's the lead singer from Ultravox. It's his solo stuff.
How can all the comradeship be done? What of all the teachings? What are things we learned when we were young? It doesn't bear the asking, cause the answers given were answers to nothing.
I kind of do want to cry. It's a collector's item. I shouldn't really be playing it. I've got it on CD. I'll get Midge to sign it for me. It's not like he hasn't signed everything else that I own. Midge, can you just sign this one as well? Oh, thanks. Anyway. Take a breath, Helen. Feeling a bit uneasy now. I might take it off after this track and put it away safely. And maybe not play it when I'm sitting right next to the Yes. Yes. Very well, actually. Like I say, I don't do the name dropping thing. I think you told me that, Nazim. The thing about Morrissey is he's so erratic. You're a big fan, aren't you? Morrissey and the Smiths, that's your thing. I love Mark Brzezicki's. You know, it's Mark Brzezicki that's drumming on this. You know, Big Country. Mark Brzezicki from Big Country. It's his drums. Well, that was a lovely little surprise from the postman. So I got Yuke's lovely little package with all our lovely handmade masks and pouches, and she'd obviously put a lot of effort into that. And then I got this fabulous album from presumably Michelle. I hope it. I keep saying it's from Michelle, but it doesn't tell me who it's from. So I'm hoping she'll let me know if it was from her. Has everyone else left, or are you all sticking around? Because I want a piece of advice. But I want as many people's brains to help me with this as possible. You're there, Jane. Excellent. Okay. So, let me tell you a story. Is it better if I switch the music off? Is that distracting? I'll put that away in a wee bit, right? Okay. All right. Now, I have been wondering whether or not to discuss this or not. Haven't quite known how to, but I think it's better to get it out rather than it just sitting there under the surface. And I want to pick your brains about something. So, several weeks ago, a friend of mine, someone I would consider a friend, had a birthday, and I wanted to, hopefully not drama, Nazim, I don't want it to be drama, but I do want some advice about how to move on, essentially, right? It's not meant to be dramatic. If you think it might be, you know, just avert your ears, right? So several weeks ago, a friend of mine was having a birthday. A friend of mine on HAPS that I've met through HAPS was having a birthday, and I wanted to send him something, asked him to make an Amazon wish list. He did that, and I sent him a gift, right? Or a few gifts. It doesn't really matter what was sent. And he wanted to reciprocate that and absolutely insisted that I also make an Amazon wish list for my 40th birthday coming up. So I did that reluctantly because I didn't really want anyone to buy me anything. But more than one person was quite insistent, and because it was my 40th, they wanted to send something, blah, blah, blah. So I did that. I eventually made an Amazon wish list. And that person sent me something, and it came really early, and it's been sitting there for like kind of 4 weeks. And I didn't want to open it until my birthday. And I said I wasn't going to open it until my birthday, right? Yes, Nazim is a common friend of ours. So that gift has been sitting there, and I was waiting until my birthday to open it. In the interim, in the meantime, and I know that this person hasn't been around much on the app, and I'm kind of hoping that this will sort of clarify. I know that things have been under discussion and that there's a narrative that's being created, and I want to give the actual story rather than, you know, the half-truths that are being perpetuated by... I haven't discussed with anyone on this app that we aren't talking. But I know that he has because other people have mentioned it. So you're getting a half story and half truths. Anyway, so he kindly sent me a birthday gift, and that was a lovely gesture. He had his birthday. I was quite excited. I made a wee bit of fuss about that. And during a conversation that I had with him and another mutual friend of ours, it was discussed that that other mutual friend had sent me some money through buymeacoffee.com, and that money had paid for my haircut. And this friend decided to do the same and wanted to send me some money as well through buymeacoffee.com. And I kind of felt a little bit like, oh, you've already sent me a birthday gift, like I don't need money as well, like, but thanks. Anyway, so I've given out an Amazon wish list, and the reason I did that was so that I didn't have to give out anyone my address, right? Because that's the way that it works. You've seen yourself, Michelle. We think it's Michelle because she told me to expect something, but that album's arrived from Amazon, and there's no way of knowing who sent it unless you sign the gift receipt, right? It doesn't tell you who sent it. It's sent anonymously. Anybody who's received anything through Amazon will know the same, unless someone signed, you know, the slip to tell you who it's from. It's anonymous, right? And likewise, the person that's receiving the gift, their address doesn't get sent to the person sending it, right? It's an anonymous thing. That's the whole point of it. So whilst having a conversation on the app, this friend of mine had kind of jokingly said, or I thought jokingly said, that he was sending postcards to people, and that I was getting a postcard. And I said, good luck with that, you don't have my address. And he said, Helen, I know everything, right? And I just laughed that off, thinking, you know, he hasn't asked me for my address, and I haven't given him it. So postcard arrives 2 or 3 days later through my door. It's upside down. Addressed to my home address and my married name. Now, I don't use my married name online. It's my maiden name that I use online. This is my birthday. It is my real name, but it's not my married name. And I do that on purpose. Mostly because I'm not married. You know, I'm separated from my ex-husband. So why would I use his name? And also because that's my kid's name and I don't particularly want that out there, right? So I use my maiden name. So this thing arrives addressed to me at my married name and my home address. Now, I feel like I need to give you a little bit of backstory as to why this creeped me out so much, right? And this isn't a challenge. Obviously, if someone digs deep enough, they can find your information. This is proof of that, okay? So it's not a challenge to say, oh, I'm hard to find, like, go find my, like, no. I'm just making a point. This wasn't found through some cursory Google search, all right? And the reason I know that is because back in 2014, I had Sun news reporters at my door because of my involvement with someone famous. They turned up at my door and they wanted the story. And they turned up 3 times. And they were told to cease and desist by that person's lawyer. They also called me multiple times. They got my phone number and they turned up at my door. Now, that was back in 2014. And ever since then, I've made sure that there isn't anything with my home address details easily accessible. Okay? Then a few things happened on Periscope involving, you know, a married couple that were scam artists, and, you know, latterly from 2019 had an issue with someone who, you know, threatened to, you know, come to Scotland and slit my throat, and it was reported to the police and all that kind of stuff. So, and a whole lot of other things in between, including a repetitive stalker who has multiple social media accounts with my details and, you know, screen recordings of conversations I've had with people. And, you know, I've been through the mill with incidences online. So there's a reason why my home address and my married name feels like that's not sacred, but it's private, right? You've already got enough information about me. You've got all my social media. You've got my real name. You know, I'm accessible in terms of all my social media accounts. Like, what more do you need? What more do you want? Why do you want my home address unless you're going to turn up on my doorstep? So when I'm glad you agree that it would freak you out, because this person did not ask me for my home address and I didn't know how to respond or how to react. You think it's creepy and it's a line that shouldn't be crossed. I'm glad you agree with that, Jane. That's how I felt. At first, I didn't know how I felt, actually. At first, I didn't know how I felt. I was in like the day that I arrived, I was in like a detached kind of daze because I couldn't understand the motivation. My first thought was, this has been done just to prove a point, to let me know that he knows where I live, which doesn't feel very friendly. I wouldn't say it feels like a threat, but it feels like I'm just letting you know that I know. If I want to find information out about you, I can find it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how it felt. But I didn't quite know how to feel, because what happened was all this stuff just washed all the stuff that's happened in the past. It's very stressful having the press turn up at your fucking door and harass you. Especially, I mean, 2014, my kids were much younger. They were in the house the first time she turned up. It was a female journalist. That's by and by. But it's a very stressful thing. And so many other things have happened in the interim that have been stressful enough that my hair has fallen out because of them. Suddenly, all of this stuff just kind of washes over you. And my first thoughts were, if he can find my details, so can the guy that I went to the police about that threatened me. It wasn't any kind of perceived threat from the person who sent the postcard. It wasn't that I felt threatened by him, although I think it's creepy behaviour. I felt, shit, if he can find me, then so can this other person. Well, I'm getting to that, Nazim. I'm getting to that. There's a story, and I'm telling the full story. I'm telling the full story, bit by bit, step by step, the chronological order of what's happened. so that people are aware. The greeting itself on the card, you know, dear Helen, greetings from the country that he's from. Hope you're having a great day. Blah blah blah. It's pleasant. It's kind of run of the mill stuff. Hope you have a great birthday. Whatever. That's not the issue. The freakiest thing was actually turning up to my married name, even more so than my home address. But anyway, again, that's by the by. How far have I got? What was I saying? Yeah. So I'm in a kind of zoned out, weird bubble that whole day, right? And I didn't know how to approach it with him. And I wasn't even sure if I wanted him to know that I had received it, because that was kind of like, I didn't know if that was the motivation. Maybe sending it was to find out if he had found the right address. You know, maybe it was a test to see if he'd found the right address. I still don't know what his thoughts were. I don't know what was going through his head. I don't know what the purpose was. I don't know his motivations. And I'll tell you for why. When I tried to talk to him about it, he said, "Oh, happy birthday." I was like, yeah, being stalked by someone online, you know, without giving my details is just what I wanted for my birthday, kind of thing, you know. And I said, I didn't really know what to say. The following day, I messaged him and I said, look, can we chat in person, preferably face to face? Hoping to have an adult conversation. I wanted to know what his motivation, well, like what was the point? I wanted to know what he was thinking, his thought process. Like, how was I supposed to react to this? And I wanted to know where he got the information so that I can find it and delete it. Because obviously I don't want anybody else finding it. His response to that was to shut me down. His response to that was, I understand what you're saying. I'd prefer not to engage. Have a great day. Thank you and goodbye. That was his response. That made me angry, because I considered this person a friend. Now, this person has a weird thing where he talks about his friendships in terms of tier structure. He's got tier 1 friends, he's got tier 2 friends, tier 3 friends, you know, tier 4 friends. Then, you know, he's got, you know, minus tier, you know, enemies and shit, right? To me, a friend is a friend. You're either a friend or you're not a friend. And if I call someone a friend, it means something, because everybody else is an acquaintance, right? And I considered this person a friend. And actually so much so that if he had just asked me for my address, I probably would have given it to him. I've known Yuke for less time than I've known this person, and I gave her my address because I consider her a friend and I trusted her. So if he had asked, I probably would have given it to him, but he didn't. Hi, James. So he's shut me down and refused to discuss it. So I'm none the further forward about what his motivation was, what the purpose of sending it to me was, what his thought process was, and I'm none the further forward about finding out where he got the information. So then I was like, well, you were right. You clearly weren't ever a friend, not even a tier 4 one. And I then subsequently refunded the money that he'd sent me through Buy Me a Coffee. I refunded that to him. And after I refunded that to him, he blocked me on everything. Haps, Instagram, Twitter, whatever other, you know, social media. He blocked me. So there is no open line of communication anymore. You hope it's not who you suspect. I would be a bit surprised. Nazim, I didn't want to say his name, but I will do if you feel you need to know. I think most people within the friend circle know who we're talking about. This is someone that I wanted to get to know better. And the weirdest thing is, whenever you try to have conversation, just nothing, you know, particularly intrusive, just run-of-the-mill conversation in the direction it would normally flow, he would say, that's a bit personal, that's too personal, and shut it down. He doesn't use his real name online. This is someone who doesn't use his real name online, and every time you try and have a conversation, it's a bit personal, but he'll delve into finding your married name and your home address. So he's entitled to privacy, but I'm not. That's how it feels. So after I had refunded his buy me a coffee money, he subsequently blocked me. And I am left with not knowing the motivation, not knowing where he got the information from, and I'm left with this box of stuff that was sent to me for my birthday through the Amazon wish list, which is still unopened, because the original plan was to open it on my birthday with him and the group and everyone. And when I contacted Amazon to find out about getting a refund for them, because what I wanted to do was take the box to the post office and send them the box of stuff from Amazon UK, which you can't do anything with, to his doorstep, and he would just have a box of stuff that he can't do anything with. That was my original thought. But then I thought, that's a bit... Well, actually, first of all, I thought that's a bit expensive to send it. It's about 150 quid for the postage. I contacted Amazon to find out if he could get a refund if I return it, and the answer is no, he needs to request the refund. If I send it back as a gift, it gets sent on a gift card to spend at Amazon, which I could send to him in the post, because on the postcard that he sent me, it's got his address. So again, maybe that was a motivation. Maybe it was a way for him to send me his address. I don't know, because he hasn't told me. And that would have been okay if he'd just asked me for it in the first place, or even just had a conversation like an adult, because that's all I wanted to do. But he's let me know that he's not a friend. So, the box is still sitting there. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know whether to just get it refunded onto a gift card and post it to him. I'm not sure. However, the thing that's more upsetting is the narrative that's being generated from his supposed best friend. Yeah. Can I say I am a bit surprised if it is who I think it is? I just can't figure this out. Well, maybe you can ask him, Nazim, because everything I'm saying is factually 100% correct. And I'm willing to open DMs. I'm willing to show receipts. I'm willing to fucking, prove the point. The narrative that is being generated from his camp is that I'm ungrateful for him trying to do something nice, without explaining to anybody that he had to dig really fucking deep to find my address details. Another part of the narrative is some bullshit they've come up with, that apparently Amazon gave him my address when I sent the gift to him, which is bullshit. We've just opened a gift from Amazon, and we know that unless the person signs a gift receipt, we don't know who it's from. There's no way that Amazon sent him my address when I sent his birthday gift. And I'm so confident of that, I'm willing to say, come on camera and show us the slip with my address on it and dox me with it, because we know that's not true. So I'm left in the air. Yeah, communication is key, but clearly he doesn't want to communicate for some weird reason. Very odd. Very odd. I still don't know what the motivation was. I still don't know what the motivation was. But other people need to get their noses out and stop this shit stirring and untruths, because that's misinformation. And I'm pretty sure that HAPS is quite clear on the rules about misinformation. I haven't named any names. Maybe I should, to warn other people. That's my other worry, is that what if he's doing this to other people? Or what if he's done it to other people in the past? I can't imagine I would have been the first person he would have done this to. Maybe it just gets, overlooked because he seems like such an affable, nice guy, right? He was a nice enough guy, affable guy, that I thought I would be happy to give him my address if he asked for it. I considered him a friend, despite all the negging and the gaslighting and the nonsense and the banter and the, pulling of the pigtails constantly. Oh, those were quite cheap at Amazon. They're called Coffee. Koffi. So do you all agree that it sounds weird I know that Nazim has a slight bias because he thinks he knows who it is. Forget that you think you know this person. Imagine it's someone you've never heard of or spoken to before. Is that normal behaviour or is it a bit weird? I don't know if they left the app because he blocked me, so I don't know if he's left the app or not. I haven't discussed it with Haps. But again, is it something that I should discuss with Haps? Because what if he does it to someone else? I've been through the mill online. I'm very resilient. And, you know, I accumulated such a large following on Periscope because of the way that I handle trolls. That's the only reason that I managed to garner a following was because people would come in for the entertainment of how I knocked the trolls down. I'm very quick-witted and I'm very, you know, I've got a thick skin. And he's done this to me and it's knocked me a bit aback. What's it going to do to someone else who's not quite so resilient? I mean, I understand that he doesn't know my back history and, you know, the whole harassment thing, or although I did tell him that I'd had massive issues with people from Periscope and that I'd had real life stalkers. And he didn't stop to think that this might be a bit fucking strange. From a woman's point of view, you have to be careful. You should understand and be open to talk. Agreed. I don't know if asking him about it, Nazim, will generate more lies, essentially, because that's what is being... And I'm quite happy to show screen recordings of someone lying about it, sitting there saying that Amazon gave out my details and that, you know, this other person who's his supposed best friend, who actually, I don't think his best friend sent him a birthday present, interestingly enough, not that that matters, but his supposed best friend sitting shit stirring and saying that he Facebook searched me online and that he had found out other things about me without clarifying what those other things are. And what I want to say to that person who likes to stir the pot and who is patronising beyond belief and has an issue with me because I have pointed this out in the past, what I'd like to say to that person is by all means discuss what other things you found about me online, because after being online for over 20 years, do you honestly think there's anything online that you can find that I don't fucking want someone to know? Come on now. If it's there, it's because I don't mind it being there. Idiot. Oh, I found out some other things about her too. Come on then. Let's be hearing them. I don't know what to do and I don't know how to proceed. There are many things that I could have done. I could have gone to his local police and asked them to find out where he got the information so that I can take it down online. I haven't done that. I could have gone to Haps about it and reported him. I haven't done that. I wanted to have an adult conversation. It does, Jane, yes. I wanted to have an adult conversation about what he was thinking and what he hoped to achieve. Because obviously, when you do something, right, for everything you do, there's a consequence. There's a reaction. For everything you do, there's a knock-on effect. And I want to know what he was trying to achieve by doing that. Like, what did he hope would happen? Or what did he expect to happen by sending that to me? I want to know that. I want to know what the motivation was. And then I want to know where he got the information from. And then I want to know what I'm supposed to do with this parcel. Correct, Nazim. And like I said, if he had asked me for my address, I probably would have given it to him. That's how well we were getting on. All it's done is show me that I considered him to be a friend, but he didn't consider me to be a friend, because if he considered me to be a friend, he would have had a conversation with me, would have had a dialogue with me and put me out of my misery. No, it's still sitting boxed up. It hasn't been, it's still sealed. It's a bit tatty. There's a little tear in the corner, you know, because it's been kicking around for a month. I got it at the beginning of May. It's been kicking around for 4 weeks, but it's still unopened. I haven't opened it, and I don't know what's in it. And again, knowing this person, I suspect that the stuff that's in it was done. It was probably sent for his entertainment. Like, what I mean by that is, he said something in a broadcast about, hurry up and open it, I want to see what your reaction, and it made me feel like there's something in here that's going to humiliate me when I open it. So I still don't know what's in it, and he never got his entertainment value from whatever it was that he sent. But I have to, if I'm going to refund it to Amazon, I have to open it, because I need the details that are inside. I need the order number, I need the, the bump to be able to send it back. And I don't think I can send it back as one big parcel. I think I have to send it back as individual items. I haven't been banned from anywhere. As far as I'm aware, he's blocked me, and his busy mate, who is spreading misinformation, has blocked me. But to be frank, that's no great loss. I was only tolerating him because he was this person's friend. Otherwise, he would have been blocked a long time ago. But the difference between me and this person is, I'm happy for my friends to have other friends. I don't try to control who they're friends with. And I don't get pissy about my friends developing other friendships, which is quite clear what, this person has an issue with me, maybe because I was getting too friendly with this person. I don't know. I'm not a mind reader. That's how I read the situation. Anyway, I'm not ungrateful for someone trying to do something nice, because it didn't feel like it was a nice thing that was trying to be done. If he'd said to me, I want to send you a birthday card, can you give me your address? I would have just given it to him. And I don't understand what he was trying to achieve by sending it to my married name. I agree, Jane. You should be able to have a conversation. I specifically asked for a conversation. I said to him, can we talk about this in person, preferably face-to-face? There are numerous ways you can do that. You can do it via, an Instagram call, whatever. It definitely wouldn't have been on Haps. I wanted a private conversation with him, and I wanted to discuss it with him face-to-face, and he shut me down. He completely shut me down. And that is the moment where I realised that he's not a friend. He refused point blank, Nazim. He shut me down. I told you what he said. I'm happy to open DMs. Unfortunately, my phone's connected to the camera. But basically, his words were, I understand what you're saying, but I'd rather not engage. Have a nice day. Thank you. Goodbye. And that was it. Might have thought it would have gotten to your address, but if it didn't have your maiden name. No, it's my maiden name that I use. I'm known as Wallace everywhere, right? Even my car, even my driving license, everything's in my maiden name. I'm known as Wallace. That's my name. That's the name I was born with. That's the name that I use. Everything that's been business related, even all through the time that I was married, I never changed any of that. I was always known as Wallace. There isn't any reason for anyone on the internet to know my married name, because it's completely irrelevant to anything online. And that's why I never use it. Hi, Silva. I just don't understand what he was trying to do. It feels like he was trying to just let me know that he could find information if he wanted to. And that feels sinister. As for the gift thing, like, it was really hard for me to make that gift list in the first place. Obviously, I didn't want anybody to buy me anything, but he absolutely insisted, so I did that. And it might sound petty that I want to refund him, but I don't want anything from someone that doesn't consider me as a friend. Like, he made it clear he doesn't consider me as a friend, which is why I refunded him his buy me a coffee money, and which is why I want to give him a refund for his gifts, because I would rather he not be out of pocket for something that he, you know, he just, I don't want something, it's like tainted. If he doesn't consider me as a friend, why would I want to keep something that he sent me? Do you know? That's not me being petty or vindictive or spiteful or whatever. It's just me wanting him to have his money back, because where's the point in him spending the money on someone that he doesn't consider a friend? I don't know, Nazim, why, but okay, let's follow that through to its logical conclusion. You're baffled. Could it be he had a crush on you in some particular way? Maybe he did. Maybe he does. I don't know. But what was he... Okay, so what was the postcard supposed to achieve? Like, what was digging into my personal life enough to find my home address? What was that meant to achieve? And why not just tell me where he got the information from so I can make sure nobody else fucking finds it? Like, that was the point. That's what I'm saying to you. It wasn't the postcard coming through the door that made me click that he wasn't a friend. It was the fact that he refused to tell me where he got the information from. And this bullshit of, oh, Amazon sent the address when she sent her gift. Bullshit. Why not just tell me that at the time? If he had said to me, oh, Amazon sent me your address, they must have messed up or whatever, I wouldn't be sitting fucking worrying about who else is going to find my address. He would rather just have me worry about finding that information. That's my old studio address, Jane. That's the only address that's online for me. That's my old photography studio, and it's not my home address. I'm telling you, a cursory Google search wouldn't have found that information. He had to delve deep for it. And like I say, that's not an invitation for everybody to go away and try and find the information. Obviously, there are ways that people can find, but why would you want to? That's my point. Why would you want to? Agreed, Nazim. I thought so, but I was clearly wrong. I was clearly wrong. I thought he was my friend. I was his friend. I've only ever been his friend. To the like silly things like he was really stressed out about his university situation, so I stopped recording my radio show at 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning, and I sat and watched a parliamentary debate, with, their parliament. I don't want to say the name of the country. Sat and watched their parliamentary debate about the issue with these, it's 3:30. I wouldn't have sat and watched that with him at 3:30 in the morning if I wasn't his fucking friend. Who else was sitting watching a parliamentary debate with him at 3:30 in the morning when they should have been doing other things? I doubt anybody else was. Okay, that's one example. And I'm not going to sit here and list all the things that I did because I considered him a friend. The point is, as soon as he said to me, no, I don't want to engage, that told me all I needed to fucking know. So how do I get his gifts back to him, basically? He shouldn't have shut me down. And I don't believe that I could possibly be the only person he's done this to. And that concerns me greatly. Like, who else has he done this to? And they've just not said anything and carried on. Are we all in agreement that it's a bit weird fucking behaviour? Are we all agreed on that? Like, I hope I'm not overreacting to the situation. You've known him since Blab and it's never an issue. But how do you know that, Nazim? How do you know that? I don't believe for 1 minute that this would have been the first time he's ever done that to a woman. Like I say, my initial thoughts weren't, any kind of concern about any danger from him, my first thoughts were, where the fuck did he get that information? And I need to stop anybody else from getting it, because I have been threatened and I have had police involvement and I have had proper, like, legitimate stalking situations, which are, you know, genuinely scary. And he shut me down. He didn't tell me, all right, okay, well, I got it from such and such so that I can stop that. He didn't do that. He shut me down. Well, clearly so did Nazim. Maybe a little bit too much. It's kind of hurtful. But he did always say that, you know, he has a tier structure and, you know, he's got, you know, tier 1, tier 2 friends, and, you know, I'm way down tier 4, whatever, I don't give a fuck about that. To me, a friend's a friend. Your actions speak louder than your words, and his actions were to shut me down rather than just tell me where he got it and what he was aiming to achieve. But we need to stop this fucking bullshit narrative of, I'm ungrateful because he tried to do something nice. We need to stop that. And we need to stop this lie, this blatant lie that Amazon gave my address out, because we all know that that's not true. Amazon aren't going to risk getting fucking sued. And like I say, a gift just arrived from someone. They didn't sign the gift slip. I don't know who it's from. And that's the way that an Amazon wish list works. Unless someone signs a gift receipt, you don't know who it's from. You definitely don't get their address. I'm so confident in that, I'm willing to reach out to Amazon and ask them to come on here to have a conversation with me on camera to discuss whether or not they ever give anybody's addresses out on a you know, a wish list. I'm that confident. That's a lie. And if that's where he got my address, why would he not just tell me that in the first place? That would have been a really easy fix. Oh, Amazon sent me your address. And then that would have been an end to, oh, well, I'm not going to be worried about anybody else finding it, because obviously, you know, we all know it's not true. What should I do with this box of stuff? Should I just get it refunded to a gift card and send it to him in the post? You've got to bear in mind, Jane, I've got 2 kids in the house. So it's not just me that lives here. I think he knows he's fucked up, and that's why he's not been around. I'm presuming he's not been around. Like I say, I'm blocked, so I wouldn't know if he's broadcast or not. But for someone who is so guarded and so, you know, aware of their own privacy, makes it even harder to take that they would invade mine. And if you'd asked me for my address, okay, I might have said no, but then surely you would know that's a line not to cross. Or I might have said yes, because we were getting on really well. Either way, he didn't allow me that opportunity. He didn't allow me the decision of whether or not he had my address. He chose to deep delve for it. And God knows how many hours that took and how much research that took. I don't know, Nazim. I heard he was busy slaying bitches on Clubhouse. So he's probably busy over there stalking other people and trying to dig for their personal details. That's my worry, is I don't know who else is doing this or done it to. But then say I open it, then what? I don't want something from someone who doesn't consider me as a friend. I wish I could just box the whole thing up and just send the whole box back. Someone else said that. Someone else said I should take it to a charity shop and just hand it in as a donation. To be honest with you, I would much rather that he had his money back. You know, I don't want him to be out of pocket. Right, oh, green tea. We've been through this. Don't make me block you. I know that you're a massive arsehole. I'm like this close anyway, so don't fucking rub me up the wrong way. Well, I need to open it to get the account, the order details to process a refund, because the only way you can refund something that's been sent through a gift list, the only thing you can send back a gift is to know the order number. And that's in the box. Anyway, if you do have open communication with him, Nazim, maybe you could ask him how he wants his refund. Because if he contacts Amazon and asks for a refund, he'll get his money back. Like he'll get his actual money back, but it needs to come from him. I can't request that they give him his money back. If I ask for a refund, all they'll do is just refund it onto a gift card. No, I need the order number. I need the order numbers in the box, Jane. It tells you that when you look up, I contacted Amazon through Twitter and they told me how to, find the information about how sending it back, and it specifically tells you that the order number's in the box. I would much rather he just had his money back. Anyway. I think I just needed to, A, set the record straight, because I know that there's a narrative being created, and I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with lies being bandied around the site. And if I hear any more false narratives, I will be reporting you to HAPS for misinformation. Okay, so let's just get that out there right now. You only ever talked to him on HAPS and the old blab never DM'd. Right, so you're not particularly close. So you're saying to me you've never had any issue, but actually, you only know him through whatever. Anyway. The whole thing's incredibly sad. He did say he didn't want to make any more friends. He did say he had enough friends, didn't want to make any more friends, and that people he meets on the internet are just acquaintances and blah, 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 blah. And his behaviour kind of backs that up, because I was his friend, but he didn't want a friend. He didn't want me to be his friend. Otherwise, he wouldn't have behaved the way that he did. So he kind of, I guess he was being honest about that. He didn't want to have any more friends. Like I say, if I call someone a friend, it means something. So that sucks. Because there have been many, many times where he has behaved like a total arsehole, and I've called him out on it. And I've always had it in the back of my mind, okay, I don't get arsehole vibes. Like, although it sounds really strange to explain this, but I can usually hone in on someone's intent, if they're malicious or not. And I never got that from him, although he did do a lot of fucking things that were arsehole type behaviour. And he did, constantly gaslight me or talk shit or, like negging. Look up negging, because that's his favourite thing to do. I didn't think he was malicious, and I considered him a friend. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made a big fuss about his birthday. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have gone to, okay, it wasn't a massive effort, but it was a wee bit of an effort. I wouldn't have done that if I didn't consider him a friend. I wouldn't have sent him anything, a gift for his birthday, if I didn't consider him a friend. I wouldn't have sat with him at 3:30 in the morning, you know, watching parliamentary debate on their, you know, because of this thing he was worried about. I wouldn't have sat there kind of, do you know what I mean? Like, and there are other things. It's sad. But now I know. Before I became any more friendly with him, imagine another 6 months down the line, or a year down the line, 2 years down the line. Imagine being friendly with somebody for 3 years and then finding out that they never actually considered you a friend. That's even more shitty. So I'm glad I know now. But I still have this box of gifts that I feel really uncomfortable with them sitting there and I don't know what to do with. And I wish I could just get his money back to him. So I don't know whether to... Do you think I should just get it put on a gift card and just post it to him? That's probably the easiest way, because the only other way is for him to contact Amazon and ask for a refund. And I don't really see him doing that. And I can't ask him to do that because he's blocked me on everything. Yeah, but I don't know how to get it back to him is what I mean. That's what I mean, like... Thanks, Sadie. Have a fantastic day, and thank you for keeping me company and your input. I appreciate your input. Anyway, that's the situation. I don't want to hear any more bullshit or false narratives. I don't want to hear any more shit stirring. I don't want to hear any more, you know, like... I'm actually quite relieved in a way, because his supposed best friend likes to have trolls hang around. And despite me telling them that they're trolls and that they're, you know, clearly there to stir up shit, like, that's actively encouraged. You know, someone's a troll, right? And their first interaction is to talk shit to me when I'm in a call-in, and then persistently say things like, oh, thanks for making this a Helen W free zone, or fuck Helen Wallace, or blah, blah, blah. Like, there's constant, like, nastiness in the comment section of broadcasts, despite the fact I've blocked that person and had zero interaction with them. You can't turn around and say that person's not a troll. But imagine, A, not saying anything, B, actively encouraging them to stick around, and C, adding them on Snapchat and becoming their friend. Like, that tells me all I need to know about what they think of me. You know, this person who will reveal themselves, supposedly, bullshit, on Snapchat won't cam up on Haps. They won't cam up on Haps because they know that I'll recognise who they are. It doesn't take a genius to work that shit out. Anyway, that's the situation. That's what happened. The reason we don't talk anymore is because he's, you know, deep delved on the internet for my personal details and crossed a boundary that shouldn't have been crossed. I agree that it's weird, Jane. If you've got any psychological insight into that, please do share it, because I'm not fucking, I don't know. You've never encountered negative comments about you at all, but at the same time, I'm not. Nazim, I've got screenshots. So, you know, again, I'm happy to, I don't want to have a drama broadcast, but if my story's being questioned, or my perception is being questioned, or the chain of events which I've given everybody in chronological order are being challenged, I'm happy to open up screenshots and, you know, step by step take you through the process of conversations that have happened, incidents that have happened, things that have been said, false narratives that have been projected, despite the fact that people think they're smart and deleting broadcasts. See, the thing is, I had a lot of shit on Periscope, right? I had a lot of trolling, I had a lot of nonsense, I did have stalkers, but I also had a lot of people who thought very highly of me, who will Let me know what's going on. You know? People have got my back, right? So you think you're being smart by, you know, deleting broadcasts just in case I see this, that, or the other, but someone's probably already told me what's been said. And they've probably already screen recorded it and sent me a copy. Like, don't talk shit about me, because I'll find out. I understand that, Nazim. I get that. I also think what you've got to bear in mind is you and I seem to get on quite well. And people who are there to say negative shit will tend to say it to people who also have some kind of issue with me. Right? So someone who's a troll who's trying to, you know, infiltrate, or they'll latch on to the other person that seems to have an issue. And there are a couple of them that have made me feel from day one, since I joined that group of friends that all knew each other. See, I'm the interloper, right? I'm the new girl. There's a couple of people who have had an issue with that. People who were previous friends to this person. So, of course, someone who's there to cause shit isn't going to say it to you, because you and I get on all right, right? They're going to say it to people, hi CS, they're going to say it to people who have a perceived issue with me, because that's their ally. Do you get what I'm saying? So things that have been said by people who have allowed that person to latch on to them. Anyway, maybe we've gone too far with this conversation. I'm just explaining what's happened, and I still don't know what to do with this box of gifts. If anybody's got any questions about, I think I've been, you know, quite clear on everything. But if there's anybody has anything that they need to ask, by all means, fire away. I very quickly need to nip to the loo. Does anybody want to call in and hold the fort while my coffee's cold? Oh, I need to go. It's after 3. I didn't realise that was the time. I've got to run. I said I only had an hour. I've been on for too long, and I just noticed the time. Sorry, guys. CS, I'm sorry you're just coming in here. I'm just missing you. By all means, watch the replay. See you later. Thank you all for your input. Really appreciate it very much. And thank you for clarifying that I'm not going fucking insane. And thank you very much to Yuke and to, I think it was Michelle. Maybe she can clarify if it was from her or whoever it was that sent me this fabulous album. And have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you all in the cheap seats.